Hey guys, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, my name is Julie and I post videos on affordable beauty. So today I wanted to do a chatty get ready with me. I have a job interview today, so I thought that we would chat about that while I'm getting ready. So if I don't mention the products that I'm using, I'll just pop them up on the screen and I'll have everything listed and linked down below in the description box. As you guys know, around this time last year, I had gotten laid off from my job and I really wanted to explore YouTube and just really devote doing it full time, like being a full-time content creator. And luckily with my boyfriend, but now fiance, with his job, I was able to do that. I have a decent following here on YouTube, but I definitely don't make enough to, for it to just like, even if I was, by myself, like it would not be enough to support myself. So if it wasn't for him allowing me to just test the waters and see, there's no way I could have done it without like having a part-time job or something. I've just come to realize that even as much as I would love to do YouTube as a full-time job, I'm probably never going to create the content that would allow me to do that. Like, I don't want to do sponsored videos, and I'm not saying that I would never do them, but I guess I just haven't gotten to that place like where I feel comfortable. I feel like this needs to be adjusted a little bit. Like where I would be comfortable doing sponsored content. Like, I don't know. I just don't know if that is really what I want to do. I didn't really enjoy trying to do short form content. I know the short form content that I did was more like just take my long form videos and just shorten them down to kind of advertise my YouTube channel. That was mostly how I did my short form content. It's just not really my style. Like, I don't really enjoy it. Not that I hate it, but I just enjoy sitting down in front of a camera. Not that you wouldn't be sitting down in front of a camera doing short form, but just sitting here hanging out with you guys, just chatting about whatever, teaching you things like in tutorials. And the way I go about teaching stuff, it's not really super fast paced. So it just doesn't really make sense for me to do short form content. I don't want my channel to be controlled by the views and how many subscribers I have. Like, I literally want to put out content that I purely enjoy filming. And sure, I want to make content that you guys would like to watch as well. But like, I don't want to make content purely just because it's something that you guys want me to do and it's not something I want to do, or that I feel like I have to do something just for the YouTube algorithm to promote my channel and do things for like shock value or do a bunch of sponsored videos. Like, that's just not me. It's never going to be me. Like, it just takes the creativity out of it for me with YouTube. So in knowing all of these things, I almost see YouTube as more of a hobby, like a hobby, like side hustle that kind of brings in a little bit of an income. Like, I get to do something that I enjoy, that brings me joy, and I make a little bit of money from it. It was nice to have this break to really sit down and reflect over like my life. I know that sounds like so dramatic, but to like sit down and like really think like, what do I want for my life? Like, what has worked for me? Like, what have I enjoyed? What haven't I enjoyed? Like, where do I want to see myself like when I'm retired? Like, that whole thing. And I'm so blessed for the layoff and me getting to like reflect on things and grow and experiencing that loss and everything. It just made me realize that like your job doesn't define you and it shouldn't define you. Like, you should not place your worth, your self-worth in your job, because just like for me, like getting laid off, like it can be taken away from you. And then you feel like you've lost your sense of self and that whole thing. It's really paralleled with me like with my divorce and being in a relationship like where you completely lose yourself and give everything to that other person and place your self-worth into the other person. I feel like that's kind of what I did with my job. I feel like I put a lot of my self-worth into what I did and my job, and also just in like my coworkers and all of that. You should never put your self-worth outside of yourself, because every time you do that, your self-confidence is just gonna take a hit at some point. And I mean, that was such a big learning lesson for me. And I think I didn't even realize how much I was putting my self-worth into my job and into my coworkers until after I was laid off. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't love your job or try to better yourself if you want to better yourself and move up in your career and be like really career focused. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that or that you shouldn't do that if that's what you feel passionate about. But I guess I just realized that I'm going to have to really be aware of that in the future and to not put my self-worth into my job. Like, it really shouldn't matter what job you do. That doesn't define you as a person. Like, if you were a janitor somewhere, or if you were a CEO, or if you cleaned houses for a living, or if you worked as a server in a restaurant, like, it doesn't matter. Like, those things shouldn't define you as a person. And you shouldn't look down on others no matter like what their job is or what they do. It doesn't make them any less of a person. It doesn't make them any less smart or any less worthy. And I think that whole experience just made me realize that. And like I told you guys at the beginning of the year, I wanted to learn how to be like content with my life and not feel like I had to, have the next big thing or try to keep up with the Joneses. Not that I ever have really truly felt like that, but I think there have been moments where I felt like I needed to have X, Y, and Z for people to like me. And honestly, if that's the reason why people like you, then they don't really like you. People should like you for you, not for what you have or what you do. And it's like, even though I knew that deep inside myself, it's like I really needed to go through that experience to learn that. To truly like learn that and embrace it. As you guys know, before I left the job that I had to go to the job that I worked at before I got laid off, like I worked at an Amazon fulfillment center just in the warehouse. Like I worked in there as a warehouse worker. Like I worked in packing, I worked in picking, receiving, problem solve. Like I worked all over that warehouse in all different departments. And it's like I had opportunities to, move up, become a lead or whatever. But I just knew, at least at that time in my life, like that really wasn't what was going to bring me joy. And like I said, if you are that type of person that you need to be constantly like moving up and improving yourself, or maybe you need to for, because you want more income or whatever, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with just enjoying where you're at and not moving up. It doesn't make you any less than, it doesn't make you any less motivated, any less smart, or any of that. And I think I really needed to just kind of learn that lesson. And I know that our society is always pushing us to be better, like to become better, be better versions of ourselves. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to better yourself, because I think that's always beneficial. But sometimes in doing that, it makes you not appreciate like what you have and to be content. So there's like a fine line and a balance between all that. It's like not all of us can be managers, not all of us can be CEOs, nor do we want to be, Like after thinking about it this year, I just realized that I was the most happiest, like I was telling you guys, when I had a job that supported like me to be able to fulfill like my outside joys, my outside hobbies like YouTube. And that's what Amazon did for me. It allowed me to pursue YouTube, but not have to worry about the income that I made from YouTube to support my channel and to support me. So I have decided to go back to working at a warehouse, and it's actually not at Amazon. I did think about going to Amazon, and who knows, like I might end up doing that in the future, but I'm not going to say the company, but it is the company actually that I got laid off from, my old company. I'm going to be going in, hopefully working there. That's where I have my interview today. This is their first round of hiring since all the layoffs. And yeah, so we'll just kind of see how this goes. I already had like a phone interview. It went really well. And so now I'm moving on to the next phase, which is the in-person interview. And I actually know the people that I'm going to be interviewing with today. So I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's like, of course, I feel a little bit nervous. Like, you always feel nervous, like, before a job interview. I think it's just normal. Like, it's almost like butterflies. Like, I'm excited but nervous at the same time. And so I want to just do, like, an eyeshadow look today that's pretty basic. Nothing, like, too crazy for this interview. I'm just going to use this bronzer in my crease, but yeah, I mean, that's basically where I'm at right now with everything. And I'll keep you guys posted on how the interview goes. I mean, I have really high hopes. And, you know, whenever I got laid off from my job, like, I left on good terms. I mean, obviously, I was upset because I really loved my job and I loved the people that I worked with. But you know, it's like heartbreaking to get laid off and you feel rejected. Like, part of you feels rejected. Like, why did you pick me? You know, but I don't really know if there was any rhyme or reason to the people that they did select for the layoff. And so I've worked through all that and I've let go of all that. Like, I don't hold anybody like accountable for me like getting laid off. It just is what it is, you know, or was what it was. So, but I will say, like, it took me probably a good, like, 4 or 5 months, maybe longer, to really work through all of my grieving and all of my emotions with that and just really learn all of those experiences that I told you guys. I mean, for myself, like, I love warehouse work, and I know that some people would think that is an insane statement. But I really do like physical jobs, like being on my feet all day, like walking around, like feeling like I did a hard day's work. I just enjoy that feeling. And while I know, like, maybe as I age, like, maybe that I won't enjoy that so much, but I just don't believe in those stereotypes of, like, once you're in your 50s or 60s, like, you can't do physical stuff, like, it's too hard on you, blah, blah, blah. Like, maybe that's true to a certain extent, but I feel like if you stay in really good physical condition, like, if you work out and you're active, you should be able to do a lot of things well into those years and beyond. So I just don't believe in those age type of stereotypes that are out there. Like, I really don't. And the times when I have felt like the healthiest were the times that I had like really physical labor jobs, like walking around all day and lifting stuff, doing things like that. I'm just using this cream shade out of the e.l.f. The New Classics palette as my brow bone highlight. And I get that. Not everybody's going to enjoy a physical labor job. And I get that probably a lot of people out there would feel that that was beneath them or that they just couldn't do that type of job. And that's completely fine. Not every job is for everybody. But I fully enjoyed it. And it's like, sure, yeah, sometimes it was really hard. And sometimes you're just like beat up and tired of like doing overtime or whatever. But I don't know. I just enjoyed the consistency of it. I enjoyed it because I felt like healthier, more physically fit. And I don't know if it's because I have ADHD, but just getting to burn off all that energy all day, just it feels so therapeutic for me. So I picked up this CoverGirl Eye Enhancer yesterday, and I don't know, is this a new shade? This is in the shade 780 Rose Beam. And I never noticed this shade before. Like, I know that they redid, like, their packaging and everything recently on, like, their single shadows and on, like, their trios and stuff. But, like, this is what that color looks like. It's, like, a light champagne color. So, I'm going to use that on my eyelid. Yeah, that's a really pretty color. Would be like a really nice like one and done shade, like if you just wanted a light wash of something. It's like also too, I just realized like over this past year of just doing YouTube full time and it not really generating the income that I would need to, save for retirement or to invest in health insurance and all of that, because this past year I had no health insurance and I didn't really go to the doctor at all except for last year when I got laid off. Like I went to the doctor for like my yearly checkup before my insurance ran out. So I went to the doctor then, and then obviously like I've been to the dentist. Like I bought a dental plan, without insurance. It was like they had like a discounted plan if you didn't have insurance to buy that, and you got like so many dental visits and stuff like that. But I know that I'm so blessed and privileged to have amazing health that I basically don't need health insurance like for day-to-day stuff to, you know what I mean? It's like, sure, if I got in a really bad accident, you would want to have insurance because hospital bills are outrageously expensive. So that was kind of nerve-wracking this year to think like, what if I was in an accident and I didn't have health insurance? That is the most nerve-wracking thing. But to just have the health to not really need to go to the doctor much is pretty amazing. And I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. While I was picking up that eyeshadow from CoverGirl, I was also looking at their little blush, little trio things. And I used to use these so much, like before I started my YouTube channel, like in middle school and high school, like these were my go-to blushes. And I know that Emily Noel really likes these, and I've been meaning to pick these back up and just like try them out again. And I do remember this one in Sophisticated Sable. This was like one of my go-tos whenever I was in school. So I want to use this. This is going to be so light, so I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll just see. And I'm like, I'm going to use this brush because it's kind of got a little bit of blush on it, but we're just going to use this anyway. And I'm going to kind of dab this brush in between like the first two colors in the little palette there. Because like these blushes do have a bit of like a built-in highlight. And like the last shade in this little palette is basically a highlight. So it's like now seeing this on myself, I'm like, I feel like that's a little light for me at the moment. Like it looks good, like looking straight on, but I feel like when I turn to the side, it is a little bit light. So let's try this other one. This is Peach Perfection. Really pretty. Yeah, I really like this one. So, I mean, like these little blush palettes are nice and they're really affordable. I want to say it was like maybe under $5 for this. I don't remember. I got it at Walmart the other day. I'm going to go in with this shade. and lightly put that at the top of the crease. Maybe a little bit of the darkest color, just to kind of warm it up. But I've been so grateful for all of you guys that have been supporting my channel over this past year. And I'm just so glad that I got the opportunity to come back to YouTube. Like, it's just helped to rekindle my love of filming videos and just interacting with you guys. Like, I missed it so much. Like, I mean, at the time when I took that 3-year break, like, I really needed it. But I'm just so glad to be back. And I know that, like, if I get this job and I go back to work, it is going to be a little bit of a challenge just to, like, readjust and figure out, you know, what's going to work for me. But I still want to continue YouTube whenever I go back to work. I mean, like, hopefully I can still keep up with 3 videos. Maybe I might have to go down to like 2 or 1 video a week. We'll just see, you know, how things pan out. But I definitely don't want to give up on it. So it's also kind of like, I thought about it. It's like, you know, when you get in a relationship with somebody and you devote so much time to that person, you give up your hobbies and everything because, you know, you just devote everything to that person. That's kind of how it felt like with my other job, that I devoted so much time and energy to that. I had nothing left to give YouTube, and I just don't want to do that again. Like, I do not want to give up my hobbies for a person or for a job, never. So that was a huge learning lesson for myself. I'm just going to curl up my lashes and apply some mascara. And I think I'm just going to use like my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara today. And it's like, for those of you guys that don't know, like, my history with the job where I got laid off, like, I was working at the warehouse, but in the photo department, and I worked as a image editor. So, I mean, it is going to be weird to kind of like be there just working in the warehouse now and seeing some of the people that I used to work with in photo, but it will be so nice just to be back, like, working for a company that I do love. And it's like, even though I got laid off, like, I mean, I know that like companies are going to go through ups and downs. But like, I still love the company. I still love like what they stand for and everything. So, you know, I'm just glad that they have a new person in charge. I just think that this person is going to do so much good for the company. But yeah, and who knows? You never know, like, what doors might open. Maybe I decide that I really enjoy being over on the warehouse side, and maybe I move up and become a lead or manager over there, or maybe eventually I move back over to photo. You never really know, like, where things are going to take you or how you're going to feel, but I'm always open for new opportunities to grow and just have more experiences and just learn and just be open-minded. So I'm just really looking forward to it so much. Like, I'm just looking forward to whatever happens in this. And if for some reason this doesn't work out, then I'll figure out what I'm going to do next. But, you know, I just really felt led to apply back there. You know, it was like the first time I really felt inspired to apply to a job. So, all right. And I did pick up some new lipsticks from Maybelline the other day at Walmart whenever I was getting like these CoverGirl blushes and that CoverGirl eyeshadow. And I've been going through my lipstick collection and just getting rid of old lipsticks that I've really been needing to declutter, or like things that I don't really enjoy anymore. And I've been buying some new Maybelline, like the Color Sensational lipsticks. I've bought several new ones. They're not necessarily new colors, but they're just like new to me colors, like colors I've never had before. So I don't really know what lipstick I want to wear. And I know I just used this lip combo in my last video. Like, this is the lip combo that is a dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, like the lip liner and lipstick. So I'm just going to line my lips with this Believe Beauty Long Lasting Lip Liner in Barely There. And then for the lip color, I'm going to use the Milani Statement Lipstick in Rose Femme, which actually, this wasn't the color that I wore. It was Spice Petal by Flower Beauty. Let's wear that. So this is very natural, just like an everyday lip color. Like, I love this combo. So I hope that you guys enjoyed my Chatty Get Ready with me today. And I will update you guys on how the interview goes, if I got the job or not. And I just thank you so much if you stayed till the end of this video. I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you guys for supporting me, for supporting my channel, for watching my videos. Like, I love each and every one of you guys. I'm so glad to be back and building this community with you all. But I will see you all in the next one, and I hope that you guys have an awesome day. Bye-bye. Mwah.
You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art.